cheer it.
You know, Lincoln did a lot of horrible things during the Civil War, and as a result of much of what he did, it is now estimated that about 750,000 Americans lost their lives. So one of the things that he did was to incarcerate people without trial. He suspended the writ of habeas corpus. And in a famous decision after Lincoln was dead, the Supreme Court, half of which he had appointed, said the Constitution applies in good times and in bad, for rulers and for ruled, for those in office and those who are not in office, for Americans and for non-Americans. There is no exception to its protections for bad times. How easily those who love and praise Lincoln seem to forget this rebuke by his own Supreme Court. It's a famous case, anybody can read it, called In Re Milligan, which stands for the proposition that there is no exception to the Constitution. It protects all persons who come in contact with the government, whether they're Americans in Yemen or Americans in Yosemite. But the government doesn't like to follow these rules that are obstacles to its totalitarian ways.
Under Lincoln, there were actually people arrested and jailed without trial for the crime of being present when Lincoln's policies were criticized and not defending them.
Right. He, of course, jailed newspaper publishers who disagreed with him. But this jailing people who failed to defend him, of course, was absurd. I mean, he was a tyrant and a dictator, but not to dwell too much on history. He was severely and soundly and roundly rebuked by this In Re Milligan decision, which, of course, resulted in freeing thousands of people who were still in jail in 1866, a year after Lincoln had died and a year after the peace had come to pass between the North and the South. These people were still in jail. This is the Andrew Johnson administration now, before the Supreme Court that Lincoln had appointed.